So the ACC opener for both of these teams. Gotta get used to that, right? It's gonna take me a little time, I'm gonna admit. I think Taylor's family probably is prepared, and at least, you know, it's still kind of maroon. Chicago maroon and burnt orange are the typical colors of Virginia Tech versus maroon and gold for Boston College.
You gotta make those slight distinguish, you know, little marks there. And so right away, look at her willing to attack. And she was hunting for the basket.
Yeah, she got the ball right off the tip. Virginia Tech is out there in black. First time this season, the Hokies wearing black. There is their starting five, Georgia Amore. Boston College head coach Joanna Burnby-McNamee saying she thinks is one of the best point guards in the league. Tiana Traylor, Kayla King, Taylor Soule, and of course the ACC Player of the Year, Liz Kitley, your starting five for the Hokies. A brand new starting five this season for Boston College. So as both teams work their way into this game, it gives you a moment to get to know some of these players. For Coach Mack, as they call her, her 5th year in charge, and having a lot of grad transfers, graduation, all 5 starters not starting tonight. There is one, Allie Van Timmeren, who's still on the team, but she's been coming off the bench this season. You think Virginia Tech had a plan to settle Taylor Soule down? They got it to her the first 2 times. Now to Kitley, she does get the first points of the game.
You know, you can see both sides as a player to say either I'm going to allow the game to come to me, or, you know, let me get these pregame jitters out and attack. So for Soule to put the ball on the floor and try to attack the rim, that's exactly how you want to get some of that nervous energy out. Make a play on defense, that also helps.
JoJo Lacey hustling in to try to get her own rebound. One of the players who's really stepped up for Boston College, taken on more of a leadership role this season.
That's a second travel. Gokdang.
Kenny Brooks in his 7th season at Virginia Tech knows he has a very talented squad this season, and he's been used to them just continuing to build and win. But this team, Brooke, coming in, preseason pick 2nd in the ACC. They were ranked number 13 in the AP preseason poll. That was their highest ever. They've gone up since then. Here is Soule off the glass, can't quite get it to go.
And this is where Boston College needs to execute off the rebound and transition. You know, allowing Virginia Tech to set up their defense is tough. If I'm a guard, I am going for steals. Knowing I have Kitley behind me to secure the paint, I can be way more aggressive. So Boston College has to control what they can off the defensive rebounding end and then crash the offensive glass. That is one thing they're very good at. Outnumbering their opponents 112 on the season with offensive rebounds.
And rebounding for Boston College, something that Coach Mack knew was going to be important for her team. They get a good look on the inside, and it is Maria Gokdang, their ACC all-freshman team selection of a year ago, getting them on the board.
And that's where you see the great chemistry that's being developed as we see them play. Mayer and Gokdang off the screen and roll. Gokdang stepped into the right space, and Mayer delivers. Ooh, that's so nice. She's got such a little great teardrop all the way jump shot.
It has been fun, hasn't it, watching a player like Liz Kitley in her senior year this year, up for pretty much every award. I mean, she started out as the ACC Freshman of the Year, but has continued to add, even after such a tremendous start to her collegiate career, just adding more to her game each season. This is the freshman Mayer. Head over heels over the baseline, and that's some of the effort that this Eagle team's putting forth tonight. Doesn't work out that time for Lacey.
Kitley already at 6'6", face up, a little jab step, a little hezzy turn. I mean, there's so many moves in that one combo for a post at 6'6" to do that. People, when you watch it, as you see a nice 3-ball fall from Virginia Tech. When you watch Kitley do her moves, she makes it look easy, but that's because she's obviously spent hours and hours and hours perfecting those small elements in her game.
That was Kayla King draining the three, and if you know Virginia Tech, you know that is a part of the game for this Hokie team. They have that huge presence on the inside, literally and figuratively, in Kitley.
Right.
But then they've got the shooters. Turnover, though. Can the Eagles take advantage of it? Mayer looking across, a little ambitious in those long arms of Kitley, knocking it out of bounds.
Yeah, King being a top 5 shooter all time at your school is not bad. You got Kitley on the inside. You see the matchup here. Look at the points per game. Virginia Tech almost at 80 points a game. The turnovers, though, is big for me. BC committing 20 turnovers a game to only 12 for Virginia Tech. And so far, that's what we're seeing early on from the Eagles. Goodbye.
You know what? She's pretty good on the defensive end, too, in case we didn't put those accolades
we didn't hype
out
it
there.
up much, did we? I mean, follows the ball so well and does not foul with the body. Again, if she didn't block that shot, she certainly altered it. She's so disciplined in the way she has her footwork, even on the defensive end.
Virginia Tech playing tonight without the services of Ashley Owusu, the transfer from Maryland, who's going to be out for some time. We're not quite sure how long, but she had surgery on a broken finger against Nebraska a couple of games ago, had surgery yesterday, so indefinitely they will be without her services.
Yeah, they're hoping they can bring her back this season, and certainly our well wishes go out to you. That's tough injury. Trying to get back for that, I mean, you can only be patient, you know, let your hand, obviously, it's the most important part of playing basketball. We wish you well in a quick, speedy healing process.
Inside, the Eagles go. Yeah, good look for Andrea Daley, who stays with it. She is really all alone. Everybody else for Boston College has already started back down the floor. And, I mean, really, Brooke, it's 7-2 right now, but Boston College has gotten a couple of really good looks.
Yeah, and you see how they're matching energy, right? Like, they're not intimidated at all to play Virginia Tech. And when you face a top 10 team, and a team as experienced as they are, a lot of times you've already lost. But the Eagles, they came to play. They're physical, they're up for the challenge. That's a nice drop in there. Great pass.
That's Mayer to Wagner, Dontavia Wagner, actually the leading scorer for the Eagles this season, just under 13 per game.
Jen, I was so shocked. Coach Mack telling us Taina Mayer averaged a triple-double in high school and was, you know, in her opinion, under-recruited as Kitley just creeps on in for that easy offensive rebound. How are you going to average a triple-double and be under-recruited? I mean, she is such a phenomenal player. She's only a freshman. She's out there playing with all kinds of confidence of an upperclassman.
And a little bit of a chip, too, I guess, if you are to be believed that there's a little bit of an underdog to a player who had those kind of numbers. But I believe Coach Burnby Mack to me.
Yeah, I'd be salty, too.
I think you're salty anyway.
Well, I was under-recruited, so I always have a chip on my shoulder for that. I get it.
9-4, our score so far in this early ACC encounter up in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. One player you knew you'd have to keep an eye on tonight is Liz Kitley, doing it on both ends of the floor for the Hokies. Always been such a big supporter. Enjoying the opportunity to get to see her play. She's from New Hampshire originally. I love what Kenny Brooks said. He said, we know Taylor Soule and Clara Ford. They're BC grads. They loved BC. But for this year, they're Hokies, and we think they're going to help us.
It was so great to hear the story about how she committed on a Zoom and kind of cut Coach off. He said, she was like, Coach, say less. You know, I'm in. And thanks for
Mom Kate. Hello?
Yeah, exactly. Well, right now, struggling offensively, BC is.
Yeah, the Eagles just won of their last 10.
Yeah. It started with the turnovers. You know, when you start off a game like that, you really struggle to kind of find your footing as Kitley off balance there. And that's one thing they did hope to do defensively. Coach Mack telling us they wanted to knock her off balance and make her shots a little more difficult. That was a good defensive series for the Eagles.
See if Boston College can turn it into a little offense on this end of the floor. Taina Mayer. 8 on the shot clock as Andrea Daley gets stuck with the ball in her hands. Sally Van Timmeren just came onto the floor in that last timeout, misses her first attempt.
I thought Mayer had an opportunity maybe to pull up for a jump shot. It looked like the defender went under the screen there, so instead she was still trying to create something. And you watch Virginia Tech, there's not a lot of dribbling going on. There's a lot more passing than there is dribbling. It's a sweet pull-up jump shot. Ooh, Amor. I posted her step back the other day. Someone shot me a video again of a step back that she did, and I had to blow up a freeze frame. It was the sickest step back. I just love her game.
Yeah, she's smooth. Amor, junior from Australia for the Hokies. Led the entire ACC in three-point percentage, 40% from downtown. Speaking of three-point shots, you know you're feeling it. If you knock it down, you get fouled, and you have a chance for the elusive 4-point play.
We had 9 in a game for Miss King the other night. Could this be the kickoff to another big evening? Let's see, the good setup. Amor, great pocket pass transition. Like, that's a rhythm pass. And if I'm a three-point shooter like King is, I love playing with a guard like Amor because I can step right into my shot. She's going to give me the ball right at the right place. And you saw how rhythmic that shot was. It was flowy.
Well, that's what you get when just about 90% of your shots all time that you've made in college have been threes. Yeah, Kayla King knows a thing or two about that, as does Virginia Tech, as you just saw that incredible streak of games with at least one three-pointer made. And meanwhile, Boston College is really having some difficulty getting into a groove on that end of the floor when they've got the basketball.
And Gakdang, it just affected now more from the shoulders up because Kitley is intimidating the way that she's playing. She's gotten called, I think, for 3 travels. Just having the ball in her hands, trying to dribble and make a play. And get called for those steps, and now she's late to help, but she gets saved. That's a great block. Whew.
Yeah, Gakdang set a Boston College record. Led all freshmen in the country last year with 73 blocks.
There's the shot.
Mayer, that's the one you wanted to see. Still not falling, though. It's been a cold shooting night to start so far for Boston College this evening. Well, Sunday we have a full afternoon of women's basketball. It all starts at noon Eastern, but this is the matchup we're calling our featured matchup. Diamond Johnson, number 8 NC State, hosting 8-2 South Florida at Reynolds Coliseum. Coverage beginning at 2 p.m. Eastern, right after Pitt and Ball State here on ACC Network and ESPN app. So with under a minute to play in our first quarter, rating ACC Player of the Year, preseason ACC Player of the Year, Liz Kitley gets a little breather. Taylor Soule back on the floor, on the court where she played so many games over the last 4 years. Grad transfer this year, joining the Hokies. Number 13 setting the screen for Amor. 6 to shoot.
Oh my goodness.
Some.
Now, we knew Kayana Traylor was the X factor, according to Coach Brooks. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you watch player a little hezzy cross. Sorry, it made me giggle. Just got me out of my seat over here. That was such a nice move. Killer crossover. Oh, Kayana Traylor, the 5'9" senior from Indy. I mean, she's so efficient. She plays under 25 minutes a game, but she averages 10 points, 10 boards, 5 assists. That's getting it done.
And typically a very good free throw shooter, best percentage on the team this season, but misses the opportunity to add one more. 17-4 our score. And there is a whistle that will stop things for a moment. Joe Vasili leading our referee crew tonight. Deasia Gray getting whistled for the foul for Virginia Tech, number 11. Shot off, the inbounds is good. Boy, Boston College needed that one to go down, and it is Mayer, her first points. Last heave at the buzzer won't go. but maybe a little spark, a little life for Boston College, trying to hang with the number 7 team in the country. Hokies up 17-7 after 1. The foreseeable future, that's the Maryland transfer Ashley Owusu, who is out. But still a lot to like about this Virginia Tech team.
So many pieces, and you can, imagine if they get Owusu back before the end of the regular season, that's going to be a big bonus. But you've seen so many different scoring just opportunities, inside, outside, mid-range, driving, pull-up, and now BC going to go to a zone in hopes to cool down Virginia Tech from the outside, but they're still aggressive rebounders. Right, still got to box out on the zone. For a young team, that's hard to do. Sorry, Jen.
No problem. Taylor Soule on the rebound there. She was fouled by Boston College. That was Lacey, her second. Quick off the inbounds. Mayer hauling down the rebound. Sees
nice
a quick
delivery.
look up the floor. Van Timmeren a little short, but we'll go to the free throw line.
Great look ahead by Mayer. And Boston College finally getting some transition. And you saw Mayer clap her hands. She wanted that one to go in for the and one. But at least they're getting some flow, some movement. And you heard, what Coach Mack told us yesterday in our call with her, that it's hard for this young team to stay disciplined and consistent. I think that's, you could ask any college coach, and that would be their wish, is for their team to do that. But with a young team, it's especially difficult. Even if they want to, that's a skill. You have to practice that. How high the 2-3 zone is. They're really trying to force them outside.
Soule. Greg. Baseline was open for Soule, who snuck through and gets her first points back on her old stomping grounds.
Okay, I love the movement by Soule off the ball. She snuck right in there. You called it. And then I love it. She was actually, you can kind of see, waiting for a cutter. Saw nobody was there. The defense wasn't coming either. So that's where she was able to continue to go left and finish the shot.
Contact there and a foul, but Taylor Soule finally having her way.
Well, against a 2-3 zone, that pocket right there, that short corner, always open. Great job by Tech to drive, bounce pass there. You kind of saw her just take a hezzy step, wait to see if Kitley was going to go. She didn't. And that's where you see the unselfishness, too, of Kitley, right? Like, Kitley saw that Soule had the lane. She's like, yeah, just take the shot.
And this is something else that this Virginia Tech team does. Ranked number 1 in the nation in scoring defense, not afraid to hit the floor.
Nothing better than a good charge. Great energy play. Amore doing it after getting that triple-double the other night. You get the ball back, you get the foul. It's one of the best plays in the game.
Kitley calling for it, and the double team works. Van Timmeren had it in her hands, lost it out of bounds. Greg trying to get it out of the corner, does so. 5 on the shot clock. Kitley, no rush, doesn't get any rim. And it is Boston College basketball. Good
job by
defensive
Daley.
possession.
I thought so too. Yeah, I thought they were aggressive. Crashed the rebound. I thought there was an opportunity to double off the inbound play that they missed, but again, they recovered well. And most importantly, you got to be strong when you go up for rebounding against Virginia Tech, because it's not just Kitley. Everybody crashes.
Good strong finish on the inside by Wagner. Going right up and over Liz Kitley. No, Gakdang, excuse me. We give the credit where it's due there. Gakdang.
Yeah, Gakdang looked much more relaxed on that possession. Took her time, bodied up, and then went right into Kitley to get the score. And that, at least some more defense for Boston College paying off. We're within 8.
Now, one thing that Coach Mack told us about her Boston College team, she loved their competitive fight, their edge that they brought, their willingness to work. And now they've had a couple of possessions on both ends of the floor here, giving them a little momentum and hang with the Hokies.
Yeah, it's a tough squad. I mean, you can tell that. The personality of Coach Mack, I don't think you'd have any other way to play but tough and competitive out there on the floor. But she's got players, right? Like Mare, she said, she was having the conversation. She said, you'll feel exactly what I like about her. She's just spontaneously genuine, loves the game. You see the accolades coaches brought to this program. 21 wins last season, and only on the way up from there.
Lacey unable to add to those 11 points for the Eagles, but certainly a better start to this quarter than the way the game started for Boston College. So tough to defend when Kitley has the positioning that she wants in the paint.
Two really good elements in this play here. The pass, good read, little bounce pass over the top of the defense, and then for Kitley to be able to hold off Gakdang. Not an easy feat. Gakdang very strong, but Kitley, you see, just with that wingspan and the wide base, she gives you a great target. If you're a guard, she just gives you that assist.
Gakdang on the other end.
No hesitation either. Spin move underneath, liked it.
Jen Hildreth, Brooke Weisbrod, happy to have you along for this early ACC matchup between Virginia Tech, ranked number 7, unbeaten right now, and the Boston College Eagles. Georgia Amore bothered a bit. Kayla King from way downtown. That's her 3rd triple already tonight.
She made something out of nothing. That was a broken play. That was great on-ball defense from Taina Mare, trying to mess up Amore, and then King just picked it up and was like, no, let me hit like a 23-foot three. I got you.
I mean, that's the defense doing what it's supposed to do, right? And then all of a sudden she hits from way out there.
Yeah, that's kind of a dagger when you're playing a good defense like this. But then Gakdang, great movement underneath the basket. That's tough. Got to put a little English on that one, too. Mare, good defense, but then gets caught underneath the screen. Yeah, Daley, you can't go under a screen with King. Like, she's top 5 of all time. 3-point shooting, can never go under. Never, never.
Van Timmeren, who's had difficulty getting her shot to fall this season. You mentioned Georgia Amore. That was kind of a casual triple-double drop that you had, Brooke, for Georgia Amore a little while ago. Nothing casual about it, though, where Amore had the first triple-double in Virginia Tech history a couple of games ago against Nebraska. And we've got all kinds of records to tell you about. Kayla King, yeah, you know hers involves those 9 triples that you mentioned when she had a career-high 33 points in the season opener. Good hands, but a little step after the steal for Wagner.
Well, what was really cool about the Amore triple-double was that there was a great student body that showed up. You know, the fans came out, and she was 1 rebound away. And the game was like getting close. I mean, it was 2 minutes, 1 minute left, and the students started going crazy every time a shot would go up, telling her to go in and get the board. Like, they were cheering her on. So she finally got it, and everybody went crazy.
Kayla King, the queen of the three-point shot tonight, and most every night, but she is certainly seeing a big basket. That is her 4th triple, 13 points for Kayla King.
Oh, good answer. She says, I see your Bam, and I got Bam Bam with the pull-up. This is a great, turning into a great offensive game. Now that Boston College is feeling settled, you see a shift in the types of shots that they're taking. Better ball movement, they're moving well. This shift to zone was a great call by Coach Mack.
Yeah, Virginia Tech trying to figure it out. No call there, and it winds up being a wide open look for Kitley. She's got 13. Good look on the inside. The Eagles starting to find a groove now as JoJo Lacey joins the scoring. It's hard, though, when you're trading 2s and 3s.
Exactly.
Kitley working the inside, and King just owning the outside. Mid-range is there, too, for Deasia Gregg.
Yeah, it's just a nice, easy shot created off the bounce. See, Virginia Tech works to get easy shots. They are very disciplined on offense. As you see a great bounce pass ahead with Taylor Soule, homecoming.
Pace is picked up, and the Hokies, I think, liked that change of pace in this instance, getting them out of having to go against that zone. But Boston College is finding some joy, too. Wagner with 4.
That's a tough shot by Dontavia Wagner. You know, she had told coach she was going to start taking the shots she wanted to take instead of hesitating. Because teams were leaving her too open, and that was messing with her head a bit. I mean, that's a sign of disrespect. And speaking of, you better respect that jump shot.
Well, one thing that Taylor Soule wanted to work on when she came to Virginia Tech was the 3, showing off that pretty stroke on that last one.
Virginia Tech is an outside threat, period. And you have Kitley on the inside you got to worry about. But then you forget you've got a top 5 shooter of all time in Kayla King, who hit 9 threes in a game this year. And Taylor Soule, Jen, as you mentioned, worked on that stroke. Yeah, put up them 3s. Oh, y'all gonna show me a little love right now? Okay. I mean, I'll take a little bit. But
yeah.
Also, now Jen's a 3-sport athlete, Division I as well. So we got 6 Division I sports between the 2 of us.
That's right.
It's pretty fly. And only one of us has 2 Emmys, and unfortunately, it's not me.
Oh, that's a good teammate right there. See, setting each other up. All right, let's tell you about some men's hoops, shall we? It's a full day of basketball Saturday, starting at 1 Eastern, but we're going to feature this game, which is at 5:30. Kyle Filipowski, number 17 Duke, hosting the University of Maryland Eastern Shore at Cameron Indoor right here at ACCN and the ESPN app.
Kyle's really good. Really good. Duke under, you know, John Shire trying to make that transition. I mean, the legend of what Coach K left there, but Coach Shire is doing a great job. And Filipowski's an awesome freshman with Derek Lively as well. They got a great front court.
The ball off the fingertips and out of bounds. It will stay with Boston College.
I also dig the Virginia Tech black unis. This is a first for them. You know, most teams, and if they do happen to lose this game, you'll probably never see them again. That's how coaches work. But they're pretty fly.
Strong move from Gakdang, and she is fouled.
One thing, Jen, I really like is see what's coming up at halftime. Coach Muffet McGraw give us all the breakdown of this game. I always like to hear her insight as well. Gakdang takes the least amount of shots as a starter, but averages the most points, shooting nearly 60%. And so what that tells me is, especially as someone who's young, you see her nice form there, is that she doesn't take a bunch of bad shots. We've seen her in this game work through some early issues, maybe some jitters, traveling, and now she looks a lot more confident, right?
8 points for the sophomore. Saw a shot there of Clara Ford. She, too, like Taylor Soule with the ball now, spent the last 4 years as a Boston College Eagle. They both grad transfers this year, joining Virginia Tech. And my goodness, if you're Boston College on defense, well, you can't let Kayla King score on the outside, which means you open up a cushion on the inside. Clara Ford taking advantage.
Yeah, and that's the second time we've seen a Virginia Tech player run underneath that defense, sneak right into that short corner, and capitalize on it. Still a tough place to make a shot. That's a tough shot to make off balance.
Yeah, the Eagles have really been driving the lane hard. I mean, there is no fear in this team, no matter who's on the floor, whether it's Kitley defending or anybody else out there for Virginia Tech. And Boston College playing with a little momentum right now.
Getting a backcourt violation, throwing in a nice press, a little surprise press there, and watch Gakdang try to stay in front, but that's a great spin move and a catch from Ford. And that's a little eye contact, one of those like, hey, throw it up, I got it.
Clara Ford, not as big a name in terms of recognition for basketball fans as a Taylor Soule, but Kenny Brooks telling us both Clara and Taylor bringing so much to his team in the way of leadership this year.
And I mean, you're gonna want to go where your BFF goes. So Ford committed first and wanted to come back, and so Taylor was like, I'm in.
Good recruiting job, Clara.
Yeah, exactly.
There is Soule. Oh, you know that quick step to the basket. Boom. Taylor Soule feeling it now. Missed her first three, made her last four. There is a foul on the floor against Virginia Tech.
You know, trying to get in front of Dang to box her out. Those two got tangled up. And for Boston College, they have to play a lot of minutes. And again, the discipline and the consistency for a young team is something that is just so challenging. And it's not even, you have a team that doesn't want to embrace it. Even if a team wants to embrace it, it doesn't mean you're going to play that way, especially against a team top 10 in the country. They've been there. And their goal is to get past that second weekend in the tournament. But Jen, I think you and I can both really look at their potential. And I feel comfortable saying they could be a Final Four team. They play like this, especially if they get a Wusu back.
Yeah, this Virginia Tech team, a surprising early exit from the NCAA tournament last year. But everybody, I think, aware of the potential and excited to see what the Hokies can bring this season. There's a little bit of that step back that you like so much from Georgia Amore. Get all the way back behind the three, but she does create herself some space.
Yeah, this time doesn't get quite, you know, the 8 feet of separation, but certainly does this. I love these two going at it. Yeah, just a little sidestep, a little bounce, drew the foul. I mean, she would be somebody that would drive you insane if you had to guard her and try to stay in front of her. She doesn't give it away with a game face either. And a lot of players, when they get ready to cross you up, their eyes will get real big, and you know it's coming. She doesn't do that. She keeps a game face.
4 points in the game for Amore. 6 seconds left in our first half. Virginia Tech in control. One more shot perhaps to be had. And the Hokies leading at 43-24. One of the big storylines, of course, coming into tonight. The homecoming for Taylor Soule, back to face Boston College, the team she played for the last 4 years. 9 points for Soule in this first half.
And Taylor Soule started this, where, again, a lot of their point production comes from, and they were plus 112 on the season coming into this game. But Virginia Tech has not really hurt them in the paint. I mean, only 6 second chance points. Off rebounds anyways. They've still hurt him in the paint in other ways.
Same starting five back on the floor for Boston College. This is the freshman, Taina Mayer. Gets it inside to Dang, who is good. She's now in double digits, 10 for the sophomore.
Boston College starting the third quarter here, going back to a man-to-man. Just showed some zone. See, able to get a turnover too. This is what they have to create, Jen. Some turnovers and easy buckets in transition.
Dontavia Wagner picking the pocket of her former teammate, Taylor Soule. Same starting five as start of the game. Back out there for Virginia Tech as well. Soule over to Traylor, and that is an offensive foul against Taylor Soule. That's her third personal.
Love to take another look at that one as well, but here's the steal. Good quick hands. Wagner, she leads the team in steals. And also starting to really find her comfort zone offensively. Yeah, there might have been a slight bit of acting in that last, because it looked like just a normal screen, but I would love to take another look at it if we have that angle.
Well, little extra added dramatics or not, it was the third personal on Soule. She goes quickly to the bench. Deasia Gregg comes on in her place, and then on this end of the floor, Georgia Amor tries to draw the charge. Well, it is a V Week at ESPN, where we partner with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research. This is such an important initiative, game-changing research that helps save lives. And you can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate, where 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. Virginia Tech looking to pick up where they left off. Brooke mentioned it. Hokies making their final 9 shots of the first half, and Gregg has 4 points in the game now off the bench. Wagner couldn't get it around King. Kayla King, a sneaky good defender. Coach Brooks heaping a lot of praise on King for her defensive work.
Yeah, he did say that, right? I mean, she is a good three-point shooter, but he also felt like her defense is one of the difference makers on this team. In fact, he said she's our best on-ball defender.
Traylor, step back, and the left-handed shot looking good from Kiana Traylor. And you know, those don't always go together, three-point specialists and good defenders. No offense to my sharpshooters out there. That's not always the same combo, but King apparently does bring that on both ends. 6 on the shot clock.
Yeah, but great. I like that move there. Find some action that goes toward the basket instead of just finding, passing around the three-point line. Even though that didn't result in a successful shot, as you get a charge there, that's an energy play. Wagner, that's as good as a steal. So let's watch this play again. Here's the screen coming in from Soule, Daley. A tough screen, but again, I don't know, perhaps that's tough of a screen. Now, I used to bait people all the time to get charges wherever I could, so even if it was just a little extra sauce, I'm not mad at it.
Hey, it put Taylor Soule on the bench, didn't it?
That's right, that's right. Do what you got to do.
Drive
Nice
to the basket by Mayer. She has 7. Biggest lead of the game, 19 for the Hokies, which is what it was at halftime. Kitley hasn't had much of a look. Yeah, it does its job, takes it away. Mayer leading the break for the Eagles, down the floor, and they get the points off the turnover.
That could be the most perfect possession you could ask for if you're Boston College. You triple team Kitley, you get a steal, you score in transition, and you get back, you're able to set up your defense now looking like going back to perhaps a zone, but really trying to push Virginia Tech out further and further. Kitley getting great position inside, but Gakdeng.
Now she is called for the foul, but what Boston College is doing right now, making nothing easy for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, just swarming Kitley, the quick hands too, and Mayer, again, averaging a triple-double in high school. Knows how to get her hands in there and get those deflections and steals.
And that last foul actually called against Ontavia Wagner. That's her 3rd personal, putting Kitley on the free throw line. Smooth stroke from the charity stripe for the reigning ACC Player of the Year.
She really does have a great looking shot.
Boston College going to Gakdeng, who is blocked by Kitley, but the paint has been proficient for Boston College tonight. 11 of their made 13 field goals coming inside. Lacey off the inbounds is good.
Successful play for Boston College, too. More confidence builders. They can get back, set up their defense. Again, they've shown now that they can be a bother to Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's such a patient offensive team, though. They're not going to get rattled. They may get bothered, but they're not going to get rattled. They'll still work through, try to get it inside. If Kitley gets double teamed, she's definitely going to look to kick it cross court.
Yeah, I would agree with you that not rattled, but also not as comfortable and flowing as they were in the first half either, for much of the first half, especially the first quarter for Virginia Tech.
I think the Hokies are unrattleable. Too old to be rattled.
Spin move to the basket. Got her own rebound, and Daley going to work for Boston College. The Eagles trying to hang tight with the 7th-ranked team in the country. Virginia Tech up on the road as it is V-Week here on ESPN. Foul trouble, Brooks, something that we may have to watch as this one goes on.
I think you can give a lot of credit to Andrea Daley and the disruption that she's caused in this game. She was able to get Taylor Soule into her 3rd foul and just baited Kitley into a foul as well because she's been aggressive. And one thing Coach Mack said about her was when she realizes her athleticism and she can go consistently hard, and her ceiling is endless there. And what she's doing in this game, I mean, it's quiet, right? But when you can get the offense into foul trouble, you're doing something great. You're really adding to your team.
And Boston College right now on an 8-2 run. Well, and then Kayla King did that. That's her 5th 3 to get the Hokies back in the groove, she hopes.
Kayla King never heard of a drought. She doesn't know what that's about.
It's one way to end it for sure. Here is Daley, the player you talked about, really having to take on a much bigger role this season and doing so very well tonight. She only appeared in 14 games last year, averaged 5.5 minutes per game, but that is really a big part of the story for Boston College this year.
Well, she's gonna get a lot more playing time after tonight. I can tell you that right now.
On cue.
Woo! Daley is putting her stamp all over this game. Kayla King, the rotation on the 3 is so nice. Her form is incredible to watch. AC coming back with some high-end energy plays. Andrea Daley, who she is off the bounce, getting inside, working, athleticism, patience, persistence, getting the bucket.
She has the ball now, hands it off to Lacey. 9 points in the game for Daley. Drive to the basket. It was an open lane for Wagner, just couldn't finish. Now you see that zone again, and Virginia Tech get a little more hesitant with what they want to do with the basketball. Kitley was a long way from the basket, but no problem.
Kitley felt that sense of urgency to take over. And even though we've talked endlessly about how unselfish of a player she is, that's when you want her to be selfish. You want the ACC Player of the Year to take the ball, find a shot. Oh, wow, Mayer. I mean, that's a shot beyond her years. You know, to pull up, a little ball fake, let the defense go by, and then shoot it. Great look.
Yeah, 9 points for Mayer. Kitley.
Yeah, I'm not going to get that call. No.
Van Timmeren was trying. It's been a part of the MO for Boston College here as they've got themselves back into this game a little bit.
Can't overdo it. You can't overdo it. There's that shot. Nice. Able to sell Amor on the ball fake.
Well, this is something you were talking about, Brooke, right at the very beginning of this game, and what a big disparity it really is between the two. Look at the seniors, grad students. Virginia Tech, chock full of them. None for Boston College. So This is going to be a fight all season long, but I think you are getting a really good look here at the fight that this team possesses.
The great quote from Coach Mack said, we're high energy and competitive, and we have young legs. So amen to that. I know by the time I was a senior, I was spending a lot of time in ice baths after practices, after game.
Greg left wide open, a little short on her three-point attempt. ACC opener for both teams tonight from Connie Forum in Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Ben Hildreth, Brooke Weisbruth, happy to have you joining us. Virginia Tech looking to improve to 9-0 on the season, leading by double digits, but Daley has been leading a charge for Boston College. Did not give anything up just yet in this one.
Game definitely still within reach. Now is going to be the really difficult time as Boston College, as they do get tired, as this game gets more physical, to try to stay disciplined when you're mentally and physically tired is even harder, Jen. I mean, you really got to dig deep. You know this, right? I feel like as the games go on, and as this team, this top 10 team flexes, that they hit big shots like that, Boston College has to take all the right shots. And do they have enough energy just to compete with this team down the stretch?
That was Taylor Guyman knocking down the triple.
Do.
And an answer. Who else would it be? Daley's been doing it all.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, Daley's been a one-woman show here for this team.
The best quarter by far for Boston College thus far in the game. They're outscoring Virginia Tech 20-14 since halftime. And truly, if not for a couple of big three-point buckets like the one you just saw from Guyman, like another one from King, that deficit would probably be a lot more in favor of Boston College. Women's hoops on Sunday coming your way. That's our featured game. South Florida and 8th-ranked NC State at 2 p.m. Eastern, but it all starts at noon here on ACCN. Under 30 to play in quarter number 3. Guyman swinging it inside, gets an open look for Kitley.
Great read, they knew the double was coming.
Liz Kitley, 17 in the game. Mayer, final shot, hits it. She had 6 in the quarter, and Boston College playing a little energy here. 1 quarter left to play in the first conference game of the season for both teams. It's gonna have to be a youth movement for Boston College to make a move in the conference this year, and Mayer draining that one to end quarter number 3. Stewart's legacy by awarding grants to scientists who are addressing racial disparities in cancer outcomes and providing opportunities to researchers from diverse backgrounds. ESPN and the V Foundation are proud to support this fund in Stewart's honor, and you can support it as well by visiting v.org/Stewart. Quarter number 4 on the clock in Connie Forum in Chestnut Hill. Virginia Tech starting off with the basketball. And it looked like, Brooke, there just a very well-designed play to say, hey, remember our strengths, remember what's gotten us to number 7 in the country. Let's go and get a good look, and they do.
Well, what you can count on if you're Virginia Tech, again, if things get tight in a game like this, where even though the score, you're still within 13, you can go back to those foundational basics, right? You know you have Kitley, one of the best players. You can stay calm and breathe in those moments. So I would say, like, as the game gets tight, you want to make it as simple as you can. And for Boston College, you know, they're trying to make it as disruptive as they can. That's their way of sticking around and giving themselves a chance to fight for this game.
The Eagles doing a great job of that in quarter number 3. They had 22 points in the quarter. They had 24 points in the entire first half. Kitley off the back of the iron. Wagner with the rebound for Boston College. About 13 points is as close as the Eagles have come, trying to cut into what was a 19-point lead at halftime for the Hokies. King, now you better step up on her. 5 triples tonight.
Yeah, might be a good idea. Yeah.
Trailer is fouled. That's JoJo Lacey. It's going to be her 4th. And I'll send JoJo right back to the bench. Player coming off a career high 22 points. Boston College beating Boston University 90-80 in their last game. Shot the ball really well in that one. Started out cold tonight, so had to really come from behind early. Kitley. Jump ball eventually is what's called. Good hands defensively by Boston College.
Yeah, again, you know, having to triple team Kitley, but you see the ease at which Virginia Tech is still able to get the ball to her. I mean, that's a no-look backwards bounce pass. That's just playing with the defense when you're able to do that.
Van Timmeren calling for it. She gets it. Mayer takes it herself. It was Trailer and Daley both going for the rebound. Boy, Andrea Daley, the star for Boston College in that 3rd quarter for sure. 10 points in the quarter for Daley, but more so, I think, even what she did on the defensive end. Oh, the crossover. Gone to moves and Oz. That's Mayer. Crowd's gonna like watching her play over the next few years for BC. Trailer says, I got one of those too. Taylor Soule had to spend some time on the bench. They're picking up her 3rd personal foul back in the game. Trailer also in a bit of trouble.
3 BC players surrounded by no Virginia Tech players go up for a rebound, and it goes out of bounds off of all of them. Oh my goodness. That is a deflating energy play for Boston College. That was a hard one.
Shot clock almost out.
Oh,
no
now it really
matter.
counts.
Amor, 6 points in the game. And while Kitley is the bona fide star, the preseason All-American Player of the Year, reigning ACC Player of the Year for Virginia Tech, and she leads them tonight. 18 points in the game to go along with 8 rebounds, but this is a balanced team.
Love this out-of-bounds play because you can read the defense. So if they're trailing you, you just continue to curl, make a real tight curl. You got that open jump shot. Amor read it. The defense was slow to react because you have to respect the fact that Kitley may have the ball, fake the handoff, go to the basket. A lot to think about. Coach Kenny Brooks with a top 10 team looking good here late.
My first triple-double in Virginia Tech history.
It was real nice. And to watch the way she did it was creativity at work. So effortless with the ball, but you could tell how much work she's put into her game. She makes it look easy. Entry passes into Kitley, playing with the defense, the vision there. Soule's like, yeah, I'll pick you up on that assist. Don't worry, the fans got into it. The students showed up. It was just one of those games, Jen, where it was so much fun to call.
It was a win for Virginia Tech, that ACC Big Ten Challenge against Nebraska. And Georgia Amor at 24 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists for that historic triple-double.
Did you ever come close to a triple-double?
Maybe if you counted turnovers. How about you?
Oh,
I
yeah.
bet you did.
I think I had it double-double once with steals and something, but for sure the 3rd category would have been turnovers, if so. One time we beat Wake Forest, our team had 4 turnovers, and I had 3 of them. So I had 75% of the team's lowest turnovers in a big win.
Oh, that is not going to count. But, I mean, really, if you're Virginia Tech right now, just keep feeding the king.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, she's just got such a smooth shot. She's always moving without the ball, too. That's one thing I really like about her game. Getting herself in position, great setup. I mean, Boston College, that's a smart heads-up play. Easy reads. You know, if you see somebody out of control, that head and shoulders down, step right in front, take contact. How many times have we seen Boston College do that tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that is the 4th personal on Traylor, and I'd say at least a couple of those were of the offensive variety. Well, the call on the floor appeared to be the offensive foul, but we will get it all cleared up, let you know what's going on after a quick break.
The following play, the last play is under review.
I think we've got it cleared up and figured out now. So Traylor gets called for the charge. Kayla King makes the 3. What Joanna Burnaby-McNamee is wanting to make sure of is that that 3 does not count. And I guess initially, we may not have seen this initially, it was counted, but after review, they said no good. And that is one of the plays that you're allowed to go back and look at, a timing play. Figure out when the foul occurred. Wide open look for Wagner on this end. And a change this year, Brooke. Change in interpretation that the foul is when it was observed, not necessarily when the whistle was blown. So as the referees went back and looked at that, clearly that offensive foul did take away what would have been the 6th triple of the night for Kayla King.
Which could be huge if Boston College is able to go on a run here. So that's a great example of a rule change that can work in favor for you.
Kitley.
I wouldn't mind to see something where you could throw out a challenge flag once a half or once a game. Throw out the challenge flag.
We could see it go there. Who knows?
Well, we have to get the men's game into playing quarters first. So that is the next step. When we get everybody on the same page, then we'll talk about some additional moves.
Fair enough. Good hands defensively by the Hokies. And Virginia Tech trying to see this one out, be clean. Go to 9-0 on the season, something that they have not done since the 2018-19 season when they started 13-0. This looks a lot more, though, like the game plan that Coach Burnaby-McNamee told us she had in place for this game. Make life hard on Kitley. Yeah, she's going to get points, but don't give her an easy look. Play with effort. Go back on the other end. Get a bucket, which they drew through Gakdang.
That is exactly right. They are executing the game plan to perfection right now. Push Kitley off balance. They're doing that. They're double, triple teaming her, swarming her. And you can see trying to suffocate King as well. You can't give her any daylight. Great ball movement there.
Yep. Catches, shoots, and scores. Not just dangerous in the post. Liz Kitley certainly has a nice mid-range shot as well.
You see, that's where Virginia Tech, they're not getting rattled, all right? You see the score getting closer. Boston College creeping in within 12 now. So what does Virginia Tech do? Execute a perfect play. Nice little bounce pass assist for Kitley's pull-up jump shot.
Clear lane to the basket. Wagner takes advantage. 10 points for Dontavia Wagner, the leading scorer on the season for the Eagles. Kitley with 20 and 1 rebound shy of a double-double to lead Virginia Tech. And Taylor Soule out on the floor with 4 fouls. She remains sitting on the floor after this play, but will have to come off the floor. Mixed emotions, no doubt, for Soule tonight coming back to play at Boston College.
Well, this is big for Boston College if they can continue to try to rack up the fouls. And Virginia Tech, what they don't exactly have is a deep bench. It's going to take every effort they have, but if they put the pieces together, this game's still within reach.
Amore kicks it out to Gregg, who just came in for Soule. Wagner picked up her 4th foul on that last play. So she's out there playing with 4. Nope, she actually went to the bench as well. Daley, strong move inside. Get her going again if you're Boston College.
Yeah, Daley's been just a nightmare defensively, already 13 points on the offensive end. This will be her 7th and 8th trip to the free throw line. Just so strong, able to get under the defense there and really go at Kayla King, who's Virginia Tech's best on-ball defender. But you put her in the post and it's a different story. And Daley can really go to work and utilize her strength as the advantage down there.
First free throw good for Daley, and we've got a full day of basketball Saturday starting at 1 Eastern, but featuring this game at 5:30. 17th ranked Duke hosting University of Maryland Eastern Shore at Cameron Indoor. That's right here on ACCN and the ESPN app. 10-point game. Not over yet here in Chestnut Hill. Closest that Boston College has been since the score was 19-9 in the first quarter. King, not this time.
Even when she misses, it still looks like it's gonna go in.
I was definitely ready for the King three-point call, but you're right, not this time. And now can Boston College make it single digits? Dang over Kitley, follows up her own shot, jump ball the call, possession Virginia Tech.
Boy, Gakdang is working so hard on the inside. You can see her trying to work through the difficulties in moving Kitley. Like, Kitley's not going to go off the block. You're not going to be able to just push her and get a shot you want to create separation. So she had to work a couple extra moves, get underneath her, and then it made the shot more difficult.
Under 10 on the shot clock now for the Hokies. Amore still alive. Taylor has time to line it up. Oh, you pass up the 2 for the 3.
I'm surprised. I was about to say Amore had a wide open layup, but it was zing zing, and then for a quick 3, and all of a sudden it's a 13-point lead again.
Both Amore and Greg have 5 assists tonight for Virginia Tech. Gakdang fouled. She'll go to the free throw line.
As she gets better, this is going to be a Boston College team that's going to be a tough one to fight off in the league. She's looked at the rim, passed it up. Got the hockey assist, too. She didn't even get the assist. That's great team basketball right there.
Unselfish, right? I mean, that is usually the first word you hear out of Kenny Brooks's mouth when he describes this team of his.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, 18 assists tonight. One time I heard Tom Izzo's talk about how he wants 70% of his field goals to be assisted. So that's a great ratio that will tell you your team's got 70% assists on your field goals, you're probably going to win the game. It's good ball movement, you're sharing, and keeping the defense guessing, and tonight Virginia Tech doing a great job at that.
Yeah, and actually Virginia Tech, since you bring up that number, is coming off a game, that win at Tennessee, part of the Jimmy V Women's Classic, where they assisted on 70% of their made field goals. So this team is capable of hitting that Izzo threshold. Kitley, a couple more for her, 22 points. She also did pick up her 10th rebound, so she has a double-double yet again. Number 41 in Kitley's illustrious career. As hard as she works too, Brooke, she'll come off here, picking up the foul, her 4th. There's still a smoothness to it, a rhythm to her, where it feels like she's not forcing, even though she usually has so many bodies around her in the paint.
I agree. Yeah, she keeps a great emotional composure about herself as well. And Gakdang, just looking at how many minutes. The starters, we've got 5 players over 30 minutes right now for Boston College. Talk about young legs. Woo-hoo.
They're going to need them.
Yes. For their travel woes getting here, I certainly hope Virginia Tech doesn't have the same issue getting back. They'll need some rest as well.
Yeah, they had all the fun of holiday travel. Some
Yay.
delays and changing airports, riding in a bus in the rain. But they shook it off. Came here, looked like they're going to get the job done. Keep that unbeaten record intact and pick up ACC win #1.
Well, it looks like the black uniforms will be a hit. It's also another good thing for Virginia Tech. I guess in my opinion, I like them.
Hey,
Bring
you
them
win,
back.
it always gets a little extra nod toward potentially making that choice once again. And yeah, this was travel for the Hokies trying to get here. Had to leave their own airport after the flight wasn't going to take off on time. Drove about 30 miles to a different airport, left much later. Then they had their bus ride coming in. But you know what? They still get, we got out just before the thumbs up. Still got the thumbs up from Kitley.
Well, this is the glam life of being a D1 athlete.
Yeah.
That people being an athlete, I shouldn't just limit it to D1, but I mean, this is what people don't see. You know, late nights, you miss your flight, or it doesn't matter. I mean, we used to do 8-hour bus rides and get back. Arrive back on campus at 3, 4 in the morning, and then have class checks at 8 a.m.
Ugh. You are a student athlete, you got to remember, with all of these adventures.
Right. Then there's that part. You have to be ready to do both, and that's what makes it such a hard thing to get a Division I scholarship to go to college playing basketball. It's a lot of discipline.
Five on the shot clock for this inbounds play for Virginia Tech. Kitley defended well. Boston College playing hard till the end here. This conference opener for both teams. A little early ACC taste tonight for both. They'll both go back out of conference for the next couple of games. But get this, guess what's coming up next in the ACC for Virginia Tech? That would be a meeting right here in ACCN, December 18th. Against Notre Dame. How about that one, Brooke? That one.
Hey, now.
It's got the makings of being something really fun.
Yeah. The guard play, you're going to see Olivia Miles, Amore go at it. That is worth the money right there. King, Mabry, yes. Give me all of that. I mean, the UConn game was so much fun to watch as well for Notre Dame, putting on just an incredible performance. So, yeah, that one's going to be pretty good.
Virginia Tech looking to get a third 9-0 start under Kenny Brooks. And then onward and upward from there. The Hokies picked second in the ACC preseason, trying to finish up their first ACC game with a win. Quick break before less than a minute to play in this one.
Come on. Stupid thing. Fall.
Hey, Jay. What's the problem here?
Oh, hey, Becky. Candy bar is stuck. Can you help me out?
Stuck, huh? Yeah, I think I can help you out. Hi, facilities. Yeah, we're gonna need some assistance on the 3rd floor vending machine. Thanks. There you go, buddy.
Thanks, Becky.
One of the big stories tonight, Taylor Soule, Clara Ford as well, coming back. But look at all those hugs. And I think this is such a good indication for those two players of the type of people, not just the players they are and that they were for Boston College when they played here, but the type of people, so well loved still. A lot of emotions, no doubt, for both of them coming up here to Boston College tonight.
Well, Taylor Soule talked about how she wanted to leave things in a great place. She certainly did that, getting welcomed back with open arms, and never an easy decision to make, but certainly has found a great home at Virginia Tech.
Easy basket for Traylor. Boston College had a much better second half than the first half. They struggled, just 7 in the first quarter, had a really good push in quarter number 3, but not quite enough to overcome the Hokies tonight. 73-58, Virginia Tech does improve to 9-0 and 1-0 in the ACC.
Tonight, they shot 52% from the floor and 50% from 3 and 81% from the free throw line. I mean, that is great execution all around, not to mention